Thank you very much, Sean, for covering this very important story.
Governor, you have said that if you had the power, you would turn on the water tomorrow. You brought out the Interior Secretary Salazar. You got scolded in a letter by 2 Barack Obama cabinet secretaries. What is the status from your standpoint?
Well, I think that, we have a terrible crisis on our hands, and this is a crisis not because of some disaster. This is a crisis self-inflicted. This is something that the federal government is doing to us. We have done, like you said, everything in the books to convince them otherwise and to turn on the water, but all they're doing is just letting us know that this is impossible to do and do whatever you want, you on your own, and they're not going to help us. And I think that it is a horrible situation to have, federal judges interfering with all of this. We have federal judges for the salmon, we have federal judges for the smelt. Where is the federal judge for the farmers? That's what I'm asking myself. Where are the federal judges for providing our food and providing jobs and helping our state? That's what I'm asking for. So I think the federal government has had a good relationship with us. We've had a good working relationship with them. But in this particular case, they've absolutely screwed up in the worst way.
Governor, let me ask you this. Because this impacts over 38 million people. You had sent a letter you brought out Interior Secretary Salazar. You got a letter back scolding you, and in that letter they went on to say, attack California's water infrastructure. They were disappointed that your letter would attempt to lay blame for the California water crisis on the feet of agency scientists. Now, my question is, Governor, have you had any opportunity to talk to the President of the United States to tell his Interior Secretary and others in his administration to turn the water back on, and are you planning to talk to the President specifically about this?
Yes, first of all, I'm planning to talk to the President about this, and I have many times talked to the Interior Secretary and to others, and we have done everything that we can, writing the letters, bringing the political leaders out to the valley, and to show them firsthand the 40+% unemployment rate, the way the people are suffering, how we have, have to hand out food to them, how there's no way of making a living or anything like this. And this is not only just in the local area or in the valley. I mean, this limits us in the amount of food that we can produce in, California, and the valley was specifically always been the place that, feeds the world. So we are being handicapped here by federal judges, and this is the terrible thing about it. In the meantime, I think it's also important for you to know that we are moving ahead here in Sacramento, because we have been negotiating for years to create a water infrastructure, to bring our water infrastructure up to date, because we have now 38 million people in California, and the last infrastructure that you see now that was done when we had around 18 million people. So we are very close to coming to an agreement, and I have great hopes that we can get that done.